while ago, I was visiting a church in Arizona, and we got there a little bit early because the person that was driving me there had to meet with the pastor, and so I was going to be sharing at the church. And so I went in the sanctuary just to kind of rest and pray and things, and sat at the back of the room, and all the lights were kind of dimmed. No one else was there. I was just kind of going over my notes, thinking about what I was going to say. And I looked up, and I noticed in the very center of the front row, there was a young woman kind of with her head held down. I thought, oh, she must be praying or something. What else do you do with your head bowed in the front of a church? And so I went back to my notes and started looking through them. And then she kept popping into my head, and so I looked to the front one more time, and I realized, now this doesn't happen to me very often, but I realized that it wasn't a person, it was an angel. And again, this almost never happens to me, because even though I see things very clearly with my eyes, spiritual stuff tends to look like it's made out of different stuff. So I very rarely mistake a person for an angel or an angel for a person, which is handy. Believe me. Nice to meet you, and okay. It's okay, everybody. No, it doesn't happen too often, but in this particular case it did. And as soon as I realized that it was an angel, I just felt this sense of anticipation. And so I walked up the center aisle and got about 3/4 of the way towards the front. And I looked on the ground, and I saw all these little slips of paper just sitting on the ground. They were, just about this big. And there was hundreds of them. They were all up the aisle a little bit, and they were just completely filling the margin between the stage and the chairs, just laid out everywhere. And I came around the corner, and I saw the angel, and on one side, she had a big stack of the papers, those little pieces of paper sitting. And on the other side, she had a leather satchel. And she was picking up these pieces of paper one at a time and very carefully, very precisely folding them, and then putting them in her bag. Again, one at a time, very carefully, picking them up, folding them, and putting them in her bag. So I looked at the ground and just thinking, what's the deal with these? And as I looked closer, I realized that there was writing on all of them. And they all said different things. They said things like a new car, a safer home, Johnny to get better, more peace. I just had this thought go to my head, like, what are these papers? Why are they here? And as soon as I had that thought, the angel turned and she looked at me, and she said, these are the prayers that people forgot to ask for when they were here last. The Father has sent me because he wants every single one of them. God loves us big. God loves us small. And he loves us every single space in between, because it's who he is.